So for today, we were going to do book API. It's very similar. If the backend, it will be the same as we done before. Here we will use database, and our database, as I told you, it will be MySQL 2. So if I go to package.json, I already have bcrypt cookie parser.env EGS express JSON web token MySQL 2 was the library I need. That's okay. Let's go first to index.js. And normally in the template, you already have this one completed. So what we are doing here, just we are repeating, we're importing path and file URL. We're importing express and .env cookie parser. We are importing logger, that's a middleware. We are importing user routes and books routes. And we are loading environmental variable. We are defining the port here. Then here we are constructing the path. We will need the path now because when we serve a static folder or you define our engine, templating engine, we need the path. So file name is equal to file URL to path, import meta URL, and then I'm defining the path. Remember again, the path here, it will be the path to the folder this file currently inside. Which folder this file index.js is inside? Yeah.
Book API.
Yes, book API indeed. I'm initializing Express. I'm just parsing JSON, parsing URL in case I have a form, parsing the cookie parser in case I have any cookies. We are serving static folder. We are defining our templating engine. We are using logger. We are using our routes, which we have none now. We are handling 404. We are handling error. And we are listening to our server. That should be clear so far. I mean, we have done it a million times, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now let's go to our routes now. And for routes here, we have user. We don't have any route currently, so let's define our route. How many route do we need for the user? So I need route dot get. Yes. When the user try to register, what should I do?
Route register, login,
Yes.
logout.
Yes, but it will be get or it will be post.
Get.
Why? Because I need to send him
A form.
Yes, so I need to send him a form indeed. So that's register. The second one here, it will be post, and I will need register. Currently, I don't have the function, so I'm not including them. I'm just gonna define my route for now. Yeah, okay. I will need a comma here. I will need a comma here. Okay, so that's get, that's post, both of them for register. I will need the same for login. So I will need the router dot get slash login, and when the user go to this route, I will send him a form so he will be able to log in. Same post, and the last one, it will be log out, right? Log out, it doesn't matter. I can just make it a get. It's fine. That's log out. Now, using this method here, I can add user. How can I add user? When the user register here, I can, when the user try to register, I make sure that his email not exist, everything email not exist. I can hash his password, and then I can create a new user if I want to. That's fine. What if I want to get all users? So now I want to be able to get all users. Also, I want to be able to update a user, maybe a specific user change his phone number. Also, I want to be able to delete a specific user. So what should I do? I need to add more routes, right? Yes, no?
Yes. Router
Okay,
needed.
so router dot get. Here I will just say get all. I will name it get all. You can name it whatever you want to. And here I will just name it get one. Of course, when I get one user here, I need an ID, of course. So now I can get all user, I can get one user, I can add user here, which is fine. I need now just to be able to update a user and delete user. So I will need here this method, it will be put. And of course, to edit, I will need to use Postman because I cannot do that in the browser in EGS. And here it deletes as the last one, and it should be fine. Yeah, that's all the route belong to the user. Let me click on that, and I can directly go to user controller here. Click on user. So as you can see in user controller, I have currently nothing. I just have an empty object, and we are importing user controller from /controller/user.js, which is good. Now, how many function I need? Well, obviously I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will need 9 function or 9 controller. So let's go to the first one here. The first one, I will name it, not register, I will name it get register form, for example. Get register form. Voila. And that's what I need for now. It looks like register is not correct. Voila. Okay. So that's the first function, get register form. The second one, what do I need? Well, I will need get, no, not post register. I just need register. Register like that. Okay. After that, I will need get login form. So let's add get login form. Good. Then I will not just log in here. Then I will need to log out. Log out. That should be fine. Then I need to be able to get all here, get all users. So maybe I can name it get all user, yeah. And then here maybe get user by ID or get user. It should be fine like that because user here is single user, so it's okay. After that, I will need to be able to edit user and then delete user. So as you can see now, I have all my current function here. I have all my controller. I defined all my controller. And that should be okay. Now what I can do here, I can just say const. I can destructure this object. So to destructure the object, voila, as you can see, I'm gonna take all the function inside. So get register form, register, get login form, login, log out, get all user, get user, edit user, delete user. It will be equal to user controller. Why? Because user controller is an object. Because it's an object, all this function inside, so I can destructure it. That means I can take this function out. And now all I have to do, I can add the controller here. So here it will be get register form. Here it will be register. And here it will be get login form. Get login form. And in here it will be login. In here it will be log out. Here it will be get all users. Voila. Here it will be get user. And here it will be edit user. Voila. And here it will be delete user. Voila. So what we did here, well, we created our different route for users. So we will be able to add user, update user, get all user, delete user, and so on and so on and so on. So I make a connection now between my user controller and my route. Everything should be fine. Oh, sorry. Just need to make sure if I am importing the route. Yes, I am importing user route, and that should be good. And here I am handling them here, which is great. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to books and I will do the same. So I'm going to route books here. And in route books, I will need verify token in case. Why I will need verify token? Why I will need verify token?
Would like to add book or update book, the user should be verified, so should be login.
Yes. So to authorize the user, to make sure if the user is authorized. So some route I should not allow as a user to be able to access them, even if he's logged in. Some of them maybe now we don't see it because now we allow the user to do everything if he's logged in. But sometimes even if the user log in, I should not allow him to to access some route, and that's what we call authorization. Authorization is just to make sure if the user authorized to access this route or not. So we have book controller from /controller book, which is great. That's fine. I'm going to open the book controller as well. And here I will need a different route as well. So first I will need router.get. And I don't need verify token because the all users should be able to see all the books. Book controller got all books. Let me define them. Okay, let me define them first, and after that, I will need to be get book one book, which is good. I need to be able to add a new book, and of course, if the user now we've seen if we allow the user to add a new book, he need to be logged in. That's the reason why we are using verified token. So it will make sure it will check if the user token is valid. If it's valid, then he will allow him to go to this route. We have put and we have delete, of course, delete as well. So this operation, which will be add, update, delete, we only allow the user to do so if he is logged in and if he is valid token. Okay, guys?
Yeah, maybe we can write slash like line 8 / books and line 9 / books ID. Like, or it will be maybe more descriptive.
Book.
Or books.
Want books? It's fine. It's really up to you. You can define whatever you want. Books / okay. And here we will need books. Here we will need books. Here we will need books. That should be good. Okay, let me define my function here, all of them. So I will need first, that's all function. I'm going to delete them. I'm not going to add anything inside them. So get books, get book, create book, it's correct. Update book, it's correct. And delete book is correct. Well, that should be good for now. Okay. Yeah, I have problem here. Maybe it will be a good idea actually to destructure my function. So I can just say const get all. Voila, destructure it. And if I destructure it, I don't need this one at all. So I can delete that here. Voila. Voila. It's better and more readable. Voila. Okay. So almost my controller structure is quite clear. It's fine. I will not do anything currently inside them. My route, all of them I've created my route. I import them inside index.js, which is good. I have some util function. I will keep them for now. I have some views as well. I need to update them later. In .inf currently I have port and GWT secret. I will need to add some more information when I'm trying to connect to my database. Okay, fine. So far that's fine. Now what I need to do here now, I need to go to config, and inside config I need to try to add some configuration. Why do I need to add some configuration? Well, because I'm planning to use database to store. I'm planning to use MySQL here to store my data. So what should I do here? What will be the first step?
Import MySQL to
before MySQL. I need to import to build-in motion path. So I need to import the path. The
URL.
Yeah. So import path, and I need their name from path, and also I need to import file URL. Now I need to import MySQL too. So import. I will not name it SQL2. I will just now name it MySQL from SQL2, and here dash promise. Dash promise. If you go to the library, it will show you how to use it. So promise like that. That should be good.
And also .env, because you will use this
Indeed.
Connection.
Yes, so I need to import .env. from .env. Now here I need to construct the path. Construct path. Of course, to construct the path, I can just say const file _ file. It's equal to file URL. Then import meta URL. Now I need the path, so it's just say const all cap path. All cap path. It's equal to their name and file name. Now you need to remember something important here. Now when I say the path here, it's different from path in the index because it's related to the file. And when I say the path now, the path, it will be this file here, which is config. Okay? So it will be the path to this directory, which is called config. Now what I need to do, I need to load the environmental variable. And now here I can just say .config, but .env.config allow me to pass an object. In this object, they have property called path. Now path here, I can use path.join and I say path. Remember this path here, it will be the path to config. Then I want to go out. This one is not a good approach. So I need to say like that, voila, dot, and then I use this one here like that. You may tell me why, right? Why I did not use slash here? Why I did use dot? Any idea?
So all operating system can read it?
Exactly. Now the problem with .env, if the .env is not in the how can I say it? Now for index.js, because the .env in the root directory, it can see it, it's fine. But now I am inside config here, inside another folder, it does not know where .env is. And that's the reason why I'm doing all this work. So I'm just saying, okay, .env config as a path here, if you want to see .env, you need to go to path.join, you need to go to the path, that means this directory, and then go out of this directory. Now I am inside book API, and then you will find .env, and that's what we are doing here. Okay? Yes? Guys?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good. Now I need to create a pool. So a pool, it's a different connection. So a pool is kind of create multiple connection to my database. Each time, of course, you don't need to understand this setting, because even for me, when I want to use new database, I go to the documentation and see. You don't really need, because it's just some setting here. But we need to create a pool. So create a pool. The pool will allow me to connect to my SQL, to my database. So create a pool. Here, what I can say here, I can just say const pool, as you can see, const pool. It's equal to MySQL dot create pool. Create pool. And now pool, of course, it's a function create pool. It takes some parameter here. Remember, I imported as MySQL from SQL. It's actually that's SQL 2. It's wrong. It was not SQL 1. Remember the name of the name of the library is MySQL 2. Huh? If I go here, notice it's MySQL 2. Let's go back here. So I am just name it MySQL. It's easier for me, from MySQL 2 dash promise. Okay. I'm creating a pool. Now in the pool, I need to pass the host. I need to pass user, password, and database name. And then I will need to define how many connection I will allow to be to my database. If we are multiple users trying to use the same database, how many connection I will allow. So let's go here. So host, you already know host. Host is, I need to get it from .env. So it will be process.env.db host user, process.env.db user, password same idea, and database it will be the same idea. Now I just need to add another property, which will be connection limit. So connection limit here, and normally it's 10. I mean, that's the default value here. Is that okay, guys, here? Yeah? So we are just creating a pool here. Why? Because the pool will allow me to connect to my database. So DB host is localhost. DB user, I will use root. DB password, I will use root. And then I DB name, it was demo. Mine, it was demo. And here, connect. That's it. That's all I need for now.
Some line 4, it's MySQL 12.
No, that's L. It's not 12.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. MySQL here. That's L, and here is 2. Okay. We defined our pool. Now, what I want to do here, when my connection is being created, now I just want to log something. I'm going to log that successfully connected to database. Database connection. I will just write any message here to say that my SQL connection was created. So I can just say MySQL pool created successfully if you want to. Now, I will need to create a function, and this function, it will be very useful. Why? Because I can create, and now I can use this function whenever I want to try to access my database. And this function here, it will be a async function. Also, you can find it in the documentation. After I created my pool, my connection here, now what I need to do, I need to create this function. We name it query, right? What do we name it? We name it query. So what this function do here? Well, this function take 2 parameters. Take my SQL string, if you remember. So my SQL here string, it will be, for example, select all from users or stuff like that. So whenever I write my query in a string, and params here, when I have any value I want to insert, for example, I want to create a new, or I want to add a new user record, as a value, I will not include them. I will add question mark. That's what we call placeholder. Why? It is important to use question mark because if you use a value, that's your SQL query, it will not be secure enough, and it may be subject to SQL injections. That means if someone access your SQL query, he may be able to modify something and make a damage to your database. That's the reason why we have params. Params is always an object. Is it okay, guys? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Now, I will make a connection. So I can just say const connection. Of course, to make a connection, I need to use the pool. That's the reason why I created. And here, as you can see, const connection. So that's my connection is equal to await. I need to wait because whenever I'm trying to deal with database, it will take some time. Again, if you go to the documentation, you will find it there. Await pool, that's the pool I create, dot get connection. Get connection, it will allow me to create a connection to my database. And then I need to use try and catch block. Of course, for catch block, if I have an error, what I'm going to do here, I'm just gonna log the error, or I can return the error. It doesn't matter really. So here I'm gonna log the error. That's wrong. Console.error. Yes, error. And here I can return the error in case I need it. If I don't need it, probably I'm not gonna need it, but return null, it's fine. I will need finally as well. Can anyone tell me why I will need finally? Why I will need finally?
To stop connection.
Yes, indeed. So each time you connect to your database, it doesn't matter if it's relational or non-relational database. Every time you connect to your database, you need, after you are done, you need to close the connection. Why? Because if you don't close the connection, you are wasting resources. Okay, it will not be secure for your code. It will be slower, and also it will not be secure. You use it, after that you need to close it. And that's the reason why we say connection.release when we are done. Okay, now what I can do here, I can use await connection, and here a connection, I can use connection.query. So we have a function which is called connection.query, and connection.query take my SQL and my param. So what this one is going to do, it will look at the param array, it will check your SQL, and if there is any question mark placeholder, it will replace the placeholder with the value inside your param. And of course, now here I need to save this value. You need to understand something. Is this function here or this query here? It will return me an array. And this array, inside this array, I will have something called result. And the result, it will be the result of this connection. So because I will have a result inside an array, I can destructure it. So I can just say const result like that. Voila. Actually, it's results with S. So here I will have the result. So whenever it will try to replace those, and it will try to query my database, and after that I will have the result. Now, as I told you, this function it will return me an array, and inside this array I have something called results. But I destructure it directly because what's important for me actually is just the result. That's it. Yes, guys. Now, each time I want to connect to my database, I can use this function. Voila. So I have one function to use it all the time. Is it quite clear, guys, or not? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Now, after I created my connection, I have my query. What should I do? Any idea? What should I do?
Models.
Indeed, I need to create tables. So what I can do first, I need to import something here. What do I need to import here if I want to connect to my database?
Query.
Yes, all the time. If you want to do anything on database, now that's the reason why we create this function. Sorry. Each time you want to do something in your database, you need to call this function. Again, I will give you this function here. I will give you all this setting, but whenever you want to do something in your database, you can use this function. That's why we created it. So let's go to user. Let's import query from dot slash config db.js. That's okay. Now, to create my table, I need to write my query. So I can just say const SQL. I need to give it a name, str for string, str, just like that, str. Of course, if I'm gonna create a table, user table, now I can write my query here. How can I write my query? Create table 1, if not exist. What's the name of the table? Are you sleeping?
Users.
Yes, users here like that. I will need to add parentheses and I need to close it. And let's go here. Okay, for user, of course, I will need an ID. So I will need ID. ID, it will be integer. Also, it will be primary key. And also it will be auto increment. Okay. For this current user, we need email, I think, and password. We don't have name. So email, it will be varchar. Why we are using varchar here? Why we are using varchar, not string, for example?
So limit the characters.
So because with varchar, we can control how many characters we will allow, indeed. So I will need that. I will not need that. I will need created at. I think it will be quite nice to have created at. I don't need all of that. So what created at is going to do? Yeah. Okay. So what created at is type stub. That means it will be the time and the date the user is being created. The default value here, we give a default value, current timestamp. That means it will be the current time and the current date. That's all what we need for the user, nothing biggie. Okay, what do we need now? Yeah. what can we do? We can create a function, right? Let's create a function here, const create create table. No, I will name it create user table. Create user table, and voila. And I'm gonna export it because I need to use it. Oh, this function must be async because I'm planning to use query, and query, as you know, it's async function. So now what I can do, I can take this guy from here, cut it, and put it inside here. And of course, I can use if I want to try and catch. Try and catch like that. Of course, if I have an error, I can just log the error. Console dot error, and I can return null. It's fine. And here, what I can do here, I can just say await. I don't want the result actually. I can just say const. No, I can just use await query.str, and here I can just log create user tables being created successfully. So what we did here, we write our SQL query, which is string, and then I am using query here. Now, when we use query, as you can see, this function is async function. That means it will return a promise. That means if I'm going to use it inside any function, that it must be async as well. And yeah, async, I need to wait for the query, and then I am passing my string here. And of course, if it's successful, everything is fine. A table, user table, it will be created successfully. If I have an error, it will log the error, and in here, it just logs the error, return null. That's all we need. Is the idea clear here, guys, or not? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now what should I do after I create a user table? I will create the book table as well, and I need to import both of them here inside the index.js. Let's do the same here. So I need to import query .js like that. And in here, I can create my function. So const create book table. And it will be a async function as well. And I can export it. And in here, I can write my query. So it will be the same. Same idea, create table if not exist book. And of course, here in book, I will need ID, same idea. I don't want that. I just want the query. Oh, no, I cannot delete this one actually. So what do I do have here? I have ID, int, yeah, primary key, auto increment, same title. Let's name it varchar 255, not null. Author, do we need the author?
Yes.
Okay. Varchar price, and price here, it will be int, integer, not null. Created as a stamp. Maybe we need an image actually. Image. An image varchar is not a good idea. Maybe we can use string. So let's see if the string it will work. Can anyone tell me why did I use string and I did not use varchar?
Because you have no
you
limit.
have-
Are long.
Yes, because sometimes they are very long. MySQL for images. MySQL string data type. Yes. Yeah. I don't think we have string actually. We can have blob.
Maybe string is a char, not a varchar, but char. I don't know.
No, char is small. We can use blob. String data type string.
Blob sounds nice.
A blob here. It's actually varchar. Blob actually is used for this type of stuff, so it's used for images actually. But let me check. Varchar text, character set binary. See, you can use blob. And you can use text as well. Text, it will be binary. Let's use blob. So blob is also another data type of string. I don't think we have string like that, so you just use blob, not null. Hopefully it will work. Anyway.
Some for price, integer is good, or maybe decimal?
No, actually, decimal is better. So what we can say here, we can say decimal, 10 2, not null. Of course, 10, that means the precision, it will be 10, and we will have 2 characters after the dot or the comma. Image is blob, created that's fine. And now what we can do here, we can use try and catch. So try and catch. And of course, in try catch, if I have an error, I should log the error. Yes, console dot error the error. I can return null if I want to. It's really depend what you want. And in here, I just need to use await, and I can use my query string. And after that, I can console.log book table is created successfully. Okay, that's fine. That's good here. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm not running my server, right? Okay, good. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to import both my table. I can import them here. So I can just say import tables. So import create book table from /module /book.js, which is correct. Import create user table, which is correct as well. And now here, all I need to do, I can just put it here. Create tables, create book table, create user table. I will put the user table at the top. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now I need to go to my database because I think I already have table called user. I need somehow to delete it. So I'm using a user, right? So MySQL -u root p. I'm adding my password. And in here, I can just say show database. So I have demo. Now I can just say use demo. Okay. Now here, let's see how many tables do we have. Yeah, we have user. I need to delete this user. So drop table, drop table, users. I want
But
to
Samir,
drop.
we don't need flights as well. Why do we need it?
We don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my old. That's for yesterday. That's why I'm deleting them. I'm using the same database, Daria. Yesterday, I think before yesterday, I create 2 tables. Now I'm deleting them because I don't need them. Flights. Voila, now it should be good. Now, if I run my query and everything is fine, hopefully. Let's see. npm run dev. Okay, access denied for user. Access denied for user localhost.
Maybe in the .env you put the password incorrectly.
No, it's okay.
It's root 00?
Yes.
Okay.
Localhost root. Let me just check this one. Join path, comma .env.
But Samir, on the line 18, you have db pass, but in .env you have db password, no?
You're right. You're right. Yeah. Now it should be good. And voila. So as you can see, user table is created successfully, book table is created successfully. And now the reason why I deleted the user table, because if I go to my query here, user, I'm only creating a table if user does not exist. And now if the user exists, it will not create a new one, and that's not what I want to. So let's go inside my database and see if my table is being created. Show tables. And now, as you can see, I have books and I have users, which is nice. Okay, now what do I want to do? Well, I finished this one, I finished this one, I finished this one. Now my job here, I do finish with the routes, that's fine. My module, I finish with the module. Now all my job, it will config, I finish with it. All my job now, it will be in the controller. Okay. Okay. Let's go first do the user and then do the books. The user is the most difficult one. It will take a little bit more time, but the books is the easiest one. Of course, here in my controller, I will need to deal with database here. What do I need to import? What do I need to import? I need to deal with my database here.
Query.
Query.
Of course. Import query. No, it's not correct. Import. Sorry for that. Import query. Yeah, from dot slash config dot js. That's okay. I will need it even here, so it will be the same. So I will need my query even inside the box here. So let me import it directly. Of course, I will need a lot of other function. And here in user, I will need a lot of util function. I will need hash password, match password, validate email, validate password. I will need a lot of stuff, but for now, let's see what we can do. For here, get register form. So I need to send the user a register form. So do we have any register form here? Yes, lucky for us. We already have a register form, so we can just use it. Now what I can do, I can just say res.status. How much is the status? Yes, 200. Dot render. I need to render. No, what is it? Register form. So I need just to name it register form. Just go for like that. Is it okay, guys? Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
No, I'm just sending back a form here. Well, in register, I will need more than that, but now let me do this one here, which is the easiest. Get login form. I have login form too, so I can just directly, yeah, I will have slash API login true. I will have slash API register true. So let me go here. Let me send this one as well. It will be the same, but the form, it will be different. Log in. Yes. Okay. Now, what should we do? Well, we need to be able to register a user. What time is it, guys? Yeah, it's 10.
Almost 10.
Okay. Let's take a break, 15 minutes or something.
Okay.
Yeah. When we are back, we will finish the user and books.
Sam, but I found the same video from your previous course. Maybe we can just rewatch it and you can take a rest. because it's
No.
completely same information.
I know, but the database is different because the database, you need to know how to implement database. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. I mean, if I'm not okay, I will tell you I cannot. It's fine. Let's take just 15-minute break and
Okay.
enjoy your break, guys.
You can stop recording.
Well, thank you for letting me know. Okay, now for the form here, we are sending both form. I can just cut the user here. I'm sorry, register and put it here. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now in register, when I register the user, I will need to be able to add a new user if the register was successful. So I will need to use a function here to deal with my database, which we call it query. So what type of, what should I do inside this function? I need to do something here.
Async?
Yeah, I need to make it a async function. Voila. After I make it an async function, now in the form here, as you know, in register form, if you go here, I will have email, password, and repassword. So I will need to grab these three values. So let's go here, and in here, I will just say const email, password, and repassword. It's equal to request.body. After that, what should I do? I need to check if the email exists or not, right? Yes? No?
Yes.
How can I check if the email exists or not? How can I check if the email exists or not? It's my database. Select all from user where email is equal to whatever the user email here is passing. So I can just say const SQL str, which will be string. It's equal to, I don't want to insert. No, I want to select all from users. That's my table where email is equal to this email here. And now here I can just say const params. Const params. It's equal to email because I need to pass the email, which will be replace this placeholder question mark. Now here I can use my function. I can just say await a query. And here I'm passing this one and I'm passing this one. I don't want to pass callback function. Nope. We do not need a callback function. And now I can save it in a variable here. And I can name it const result. It's equal to await. Okay. Now here, I'm checking here, select all from user where email is email. I'm passing this one and the params, as you can see. After that, I will have a result. Now the result here, if result.length is more than 1, that means the email exists. Because result here, it will be an array. So if a result, it will return you an array. If it exists, it will return you an array with an object inside it, which will be the user where the email exists here. What I can say here, I can just say if result.length is greater than 0, then I can just send status 400 and tell the user already exists. Of course, you can use EGS if you want to. It's fine as well. And then I need to return. Okay, now if maybe I can just return it directly like that. Return like that. It's even better. No. So what I'm doing here, well, I'm checking here if the email exists or not. So here, check if email exists. Voila. You're checking if the email exists. If the email exists, then we are sending status 400. That means it's a client error, and we send you or email already exists or something like that. Or user with the same email already exists. Already exists. Okay, we are returning if it does not exist. So if the length is not greater than 0, we will reach this block here. So what should we do here? If we, after we make sure that the email does not exist, we need to do a few stuff here. We need to validate password. You are with me?
Yes.
We need to validate password. We need to validate email. And we need to match the passwords. So I can just say const is valid email. Is valid email. Of course, I will need a function for that. The function here is already in util, so I need to import it here. Import validate email, validate email, validate email. On ./util / validate email.js. So I can use the same function here, validate email, and I can pass the email. I will need to validate the password as well. So I can just say is const is valid password. It will be the same. I need to import is valid validate password. So let me go here. I can just import validate password from ./util validate password, which is good. And here validate password. And after that here, I need to check if the password match or not. So I can just say const do password match. And I have a function for that as well. And this function here, match password, we name it match password. Clicky, import password match. Password match. Password. What was the name of the function? Match password. Okay, password and password. Everything is fine. Now, if all three are okay, then after that, I will need to hash the password, right? That means, okay, it's fine. I can create a new user, so I need to hash the password. And then I can write my query to insert a new user. And yeah, after that, but to hash the password, you already have a function for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hash password, we can import it. Import hash password from util.js. Do I need anything else here? No, I think that's everything for now. So let's go here. What I can just say, if is valid email and is valid password and do password match. If all three conditions are true, then what I can do, I can do something else. I will do something else. Of course, now if this password does not match, if the password, so if it's not valid email or not valid password, or the password and repassword does not match, what I can do here, I can directly send a response to the user with status 400 and tell him it's invalid email or password. So what I can do, I can just say restore status 400, yes. And here I'm not gonna send this one. I'm gonna render 404. I think I have 404 if I'm not mistaken. And here I need to pass the title and the message. Title, email, invalid email or password, that should be fine. I have 404 as you can see. I need to pass the title and the message so it will work. Okay, but what if all three conditions are okay? So what should I do? Well, I need first to hash my password. That's the first step. And after that, I need to write my query to insert a user. And if it's successful, I can just redirect. And if I encounter an error, I will do something here. So let's go here. Const hash or hashed password. Hashed password, it's equal to, I can just use my function here, which is called hash password. And I'm sending the password, which is great. Now I need to create a user. How can I create a user? Yes, how can I create a user?
Using query.
Yes, but what is the command? Insert into users. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here I can just say const SQL str insert into user, email, and password. I don't think I have anything else I need to add. The ID is auto increment and created at it's automatically added. So I just need the email and the password. And here I need my param. Of course, my parameter will be the email and the hash password, as you know. And now all I have to do, I can use my query. So what I can do here, I can just say const result. It's equal to await query. I'm passing my SQL string query and I'm passing my param. And of course, here I will have result. Now, if it's been created successfully, I will have something called, so the result here, it will be an object. And inside it, I will have something called affected row. So if affected row is more than 0, that means the new user has been added. So what I can say here, I can just say if result dot affected row, and affected row would mean how many row has been changed. If it's more than 0, that means a new user has been added. Here I can just say res.status 302. I can just redirect it directly after the user is being added to, and I can redirect it to API/login. API/login. But if that's not the case, then I will have some error here. So something happens, an error happens. So what I can do here, I can just add status 400 and, for example, tell him here invalid email or password. Is the idea clear or not? Yeah.
Yeah, I have doubts about the params. Could you explain the params? Because sometimes I don't know if we should write array, sometimes object.
It's always an array, Agnieszka.
Yeah, even I had the same doubt. Sometimes I also not sure about that params.
Okay. Do you see this function I created?
Mm-hmm.
So this function here takes SQL queries. This one, it will be the string part. Just like, for example, select all from stuff like that, okay? So this will be our query. Params here, it will be an array. If in my SQL query, I have a question mark, like, for example, let's go here. Here, see? I should not insert the value in my query like that. So I say insert into user email and password value, question mark. I will not add the value here because if I add the value, my query here in my database could be vulnerable to something we call SQL injection. So instead of putting these two values here, we just put it inside an array. So params here, array. You can name it whatever you want to. You don't have to name it params, huh? This is not the same params as request.params, this one. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because maybe it's because of this confusion, because there was a request params and now here are params, but they are totally different.
No. They're totally different indeed. Even if you want, you cannot use a param if you want to. You can just add here directly. So you can pass an array like that and remove this one. It will work as well. It's fine.
Maybe let's not change because it will be even more confusing.
It's just a name.
Mhm.
You can name it whatever you want. So params here, when we're dealing with SQL, params is always an array. I just give it this name because it's a parameter here we need to pass to this string. So what SQL is doing here, this function was going to do, it will take this value and it will insert them to my SQL string here. Let's see if there's a question mark, it will add them. It will replace the question mark by this value inside the array. Yes?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine, I suppose. Now, if I try to register a user, everything should be fine. Let's try to register a user. Port 5004, right? Localhost 5004. It was /register, right?
API.
Yeah, you're right. API/register. Well, so as you can see now, I have my form, which I will have an email password and a repassword. And if I try to add a new user here, I just add user 1234 exclamation mark. User 1234 exclamation mark, register, and I'm redirect to login. That means everything should be successful. And to check that, what we can do, we can go here and we can just select all from, what's the name of what's the table name? Users, right?
Users.
And,
Users.
my mistake. Yes. As you can see, I have ID 1, I have the email, I have the hash password, and I have the when it's created, the date, as you can see. And now, as you can see, I'm directly, whenever I create the user, because I'm using the query, I've connected to my SQL, it will automatically be saved in my database. Simple. Yes? Any confusion here? If you have a question, it's a good idea to ask. Question? Any question here?
Maybe
It's
the
just
affected rows.
affected route. Okay, so let me log this one. I'm just gonna log the result. Log result. Let me create a new user.
Samir, but before it was length. Yeah, because it returns the array and it was a result.length.
Yeah, but I think we are doing it by.
So let me first of all
Let me
It's
see. Let me
40. If
40.
result dot
Let me check. Let's log it. Maybe you are right. I don't know. Let's log it. John, user 1234 exclamation mark. User 1234 exclamation mark. Let's register. That's okay. And let's go here. So notice what I'm getting, Daria. Agnieszka. So I'm getting an object actually. So the result is an object, and one of them is affected row. So affected row is telling me how many rows change in my database. Yes?
Okay. But can we replace it with length or it should be like that?
No.
Maybe length also will work? Or
no.
Yeah, because it's an
No.
object, it's not an array.
So as you can see, I'm logging the result. The result here is not an array. It's an object.
Okay.
Okay. So depending on the result, what you can do, you can always log the result and see if it is an array, then you, depending on the result I have. And here, as you can see, the result I am having is an object, and one property is called affected row. Affected row, it means how many rows being changed. And here it's telling me one row is being changed. If one row is being changed, that means a new user has been created. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is there also a command for columns? Like affected columns?
No. Affected columns, no, because at that point here you need to alter your table. No, we don't normally do that, no. It's affected row because what we are doing here, we are just adding a new record. As you can see, we are not changing how many columns we have. We are just adding a new record. As you can see, we're just adding a new column, a new column, a new column. I'm sorry, new row here. So that's the reason why I say affected row. 1, 2. We are not changing how many the column here, Daria. It's always all the time it's the ID, email, password created at. If you are gonna alter the table, maybe then it will return affected row. I have no idea.
So now, for
Okay,
example,
thank
we
you.
have a customer.
Okay, that should be clear. Now, after we are okay with login, register. Now I need to do the login. This crazy guy. Okay, let's do the login. In order to do the login, I will need the same process here. Can anyone remind me for the login, what do I need? I need to grab first const email and password. I need to grab it from the request.body, right?
It's completely the same.
Of course, it's the same. What changes only my query is gonna change. So email password request dot. But now here, what I can do here, I can check if email exists. Of course, you need to check if the email exists, because if the email does not exist, that means the user is not registered. So I can just say const SQL str for string, it's equal to select all from user where email is a question mark. And now, because we are using a placeholder here, Agnieszka, we need to pass params here. So something to replace this one. Param, as I told you, is always here. In this case, it will be an array. But what I can do here, I can just not use it. I can just say await. And I can use my.
No, let's do like before.
Why?
So it will be less confusing.
Why? It's not confusing. It's just another variable. That's it. Anyway, let's do param. Const param is equal to email. Now here, what I can do, I can just say const result. It's equal to await a query, and here I need to pass my param. Voila, and that should be good. What's going on? Okay, I did not make my function async, so of course it will give me an error. I need to make the function async. Okay, now for the result here, what should we do? I'm not sure what it's going to return. So what we can do now, maybe what we can do, just let's log the result and see what it will give us. So let's try to log in now. See what we'll have. Let's try this one. 2, 3, 4. And now, of course, it will do nothing. Okay, now, as you can see in this example, what does it return, guys? It returns me an array with one object inside it, which will be my user. Because it returned an array, now what I can do here, I can check if result.length is equal to 0. That means this user or this email does not exist. So I need to tell the user, please register, right? Yes, no?
Yes.
So what I can do here, I can just check, say if result.length is equal to 0, I can just return status 400. That means it's user error. And I can send here, I can render actually. Let's just render 400. And in here, in 400, I will need to pass two stuff. I will need to pass title and message. That should be okay. And I'm using return here. So if for some reason the result is the length is 0, that means this guy does not exist. And no, it's not invalid. The error message is not good. What I can say, email does not exist. Please register. email does not exist, please register. Voila. Now, of course, if I get to this point here, and I'm sure that the user is, if I get to this point, that means the user exists. Because if the user does not exist, I will go inside this if, and it will return me this response, and my function here will stop. But if I got here, that means the user exists. What should I do here?
Decrypt the password.
Yeah, so I can compare the password here, check if password is correct. In order to check if the password is correct, I can use bcrypt. Do I have bcrypt here? No, so let me import it. Import bcrypt. Bcrypt from bcrypt. Is it correct? Why it giving me this way?
Bcrypt, PT, not BT.
First word.
You're right. Voila, that should be okay. Okay, now I have my bcrypt. Now I can go here. And I can just say bcrypt.compare. And here in compare, I need to pass the user, the password the user provide me, which will be the password itself. So here, you just say password. And here I need the hash password. The hash password, it will be in the result. Because result in an array, I have one object, I can say bracket 0, it will give me access to the first object. And I should have only one object, one user, because, and here I can just say dot password. And now it will give me the hash password. And of course, here I have a callback function, error, and is valid. Of course, if I have an error, I'm just gonna log the error. So if I have an error, error, I can just console.log the error. And later on here, I can just check if the guy is valid or not. So I can just say if not is valid. So of course, if it's not valid, I can just return status 400, and I can run under 404, just say invalid password or email. So if it's not valid here, it will be a Boolean. If it's not valid, then I'm gonna send this one, and I'm returning that mean it will exit the function. But here, if I got to this one, this point here, I need now to create. What do I need to create?
Token.
Indeed. I need to create a token. And in order to create a token, I will need something. I will need GWT, which I do not have here. Yeah, import GWT from JSON token. Voila. So now I need just to create my token and just say gwt.sign. And here .sign, I need to pass an object. Normally this object, it will be user data. I'm gonna just pass the email here, and I need something else, which will be the password secret token. So I'll say just say process .env. What do we call it? GWT secret. We'll go here, and that's all I need. I can add some extra property, but I don't want to add anything. I can just now save this one here, just say const token
Maybe HTTP only.
You are right. I need to define HTTP only. Yeah, but here is that in the cookie, not in the token. When we create a cookie, we need to define HTTP.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So that's my token, and after that here I need to set cookie. Set cookie. And here I can just say res.cookie, as you can see, and I will give it a name token. And so the key, it will be token, the name will be token, and the value, it will be token. And here HTTP only, it will be true. And that should be good.
Sam, but do we need if-else statement and check if a token exists?
Just a second, I'll be with you. HTTP only. HTTP only. True. Yes, Daria, what is your question?
So the line 88, we need to execute this line only if token exists. We need if-else statement or no? Do we need
But
if-else?
No, because token, it will be created, don't worry. So token, it will be not a problem here. It will be created. I can add if block if I want to. I can just say if token, it is possible as well. If tokens, then create me this guy here. It is possible. And after that, when I create this one, now I can redirect it to, what's the home page? It's API/books, right? That's the home page. We did not create it yet, but that should be the home page. Yes. And voila, that should be fine.
One question, go up a little bit.
Which
And
line?
here we have 74. You have console.error and you don't need to return? Or this is already, if it's console.error, you don't need to return, because after that you don't have else block, you started with if. So do we need to return error?
Actually, we need to return, you're right.
Okay.
So the point of the return, we need to stop executing the function. And here, if we encounter error, we need to stop. We should not allow it to go down, right? Oh, that should be good. Any other question? I think that should be fine. We will test it, of course. Register is finished. This one is logout is very simple. What should we do in the logout? We need to clear
Cookies.
Yeah, we need to clear cookie and redirect to /API/book. So here, all we need to do here, clear cookie, and the name of my cookie was token 302 API not /login/books. Now I want to be able to get all users. So how can I create a query to get all users? Any idea?
Select all from users.
Yeah, so I can just type const str SQL str select all from user, and that's it. I don't have any param. I don't need to add any placeholder. And now all I need to do here, I can just say const result equal to query, and I need to use here something. What is it?
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
And also I have a question. Because we use the query function, and in the query function we have two parameters, but if we here call the query function, we don't need to put both?
No,
it's not like that. I thought it's like if you have two parameters, then you have to also put two of them.
This parameter here only when we put a question mark inside our query. But if we don't have, we will not pass.
Okay.
But
in general, if we have a function, like we create a function with two parameters, and after that, when we call it, we need to put two. two
Okay.
parameters or not?
You happy now?
Okay.
Happy now? It's the same because they don't have any param. I'm just gonna pass an empty array. So, okay, now or what I can do here, I can just, now as a result, of course, it will be an array. If the length is more than 0, I'm gonna send JSON now. I'm not gonna send anything else. Let's do status 200 JSON. I'm passing the result. Else let's do status 404 JSON message no user found. Simple like
Sam,
that.
but why do we need all users and get user?
We need all users if the website is yours, and at some point we need to know how many users we have, for example. And that's the reason why we need to get all user, or maybe we can get specific user, or maybe we need to update a user. For example, a specific client came and say, okay, I've changed my phone number. So,
Okay.
or I changed my address. So we need to be able to add all this functionality, right?
Yeah, but because I understood why do we need all books and one book, but all users, it's a bit confusing for me, but okay, I got it. Thank you.
But you
Yeah.
can you can give different token to users or to the person that is managing the website.
Mhm. So yeah.
Exactly.
It's just an idea. Sometimes we need to know, we need to get all our users to know how many users, for example. For example, how many users currently we have, and something like that.
But
For
in
example,
general, we can.
if you
Mhm.
have an account, you can just update your data there, like your phone number, your name, yeah, something like that.
Well, true,
Inside your profile.
true, but not all websites allow you to do that. Some website does not allow you to, for example, to update your national number, for example, or your first name, for example, or your last name, for example.
Okay.
They do not allow you to update these data. So you need to contact the website and tell him, okay, I've done
Okay.
that, I've done that.
Let's say this project is a bookstore and we need to update all the user, like your delivery address or something like that.
No, for current
That's
project,
why.
we will not need get all user. We will
Mhm.
not need get user. We will not need edit user. We will not need delete user. But as the admin of the website may need those, okay? We will not need them.
Okay.
Actually, maybe we cannot create them. Okay, let's just stick with this 4 here. Get for register form, get login form, register login, and log out. That's all we need for now. Now we need to go to our book, and in the book we have some work to do as well. So for the book here, I want to be able to get all books and get all books. Of course, that's very necessary. How can I get all books? Yeah.
Select all from books.
Yeah, I can write my query SQL str. Come on. Select all from books, and in here I can just say const result, and it's equal to await query here. And this function, of course, need to be async. And I can pass a second parameter if I want to, which will be an empty array because I don't have any placeholder. And of course, it will return me an array because that's the result here. What I can do here, I can check if result.length is more than 0, then I can send my data. But I'm not going to render my data using AGS, but actually, if you do it, it will be better. So you can render your books and so you can see them. I'm not going to do them because you already know how to do them. Else, we can just send status 404 and I say, for example, this book does not exist. Yes, what's the problem? Get require callback function, but get an object. Which one?
Because like in users, you removed the controllers to get all users and so on, but in routes you didn't delete it.
Let me check. The user should work fine. It's books. But it's fine. I mean, I don't have any
No,
problem
no,
with it.
on the routes users, because you have 3 extra routes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Yes.
go to, yeah, can you go to routes user? And here
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't need the last 3 or 4.
True.
And above.
Also true. Okay, that's fine now. Let's go to books. And books, everything should be fine, but I need to do the query part. Okay, now we know how to get all books. That's fine. I want to be able to get one book. What should I do? What should I do?
Select all from books.
No,
Where-
destruct ID.
Yeah. Const SQL str. It's equal to select all from book where ID is question mark. And now because I have a question mark placeholder, now I could have a param Agnieszka. Request.param.id, or I can destructure it here. I can just say const ID and here pass my ID. Now what I can do, I can just say const result. It's equal to await. That's my query. I'm trying to get a book, and I will have an array, and I can check if the length is more than 0. I can send status 200, else this send status 404. That should be okay, right? Yes.
Yeah, Samir, but Sam, the ID is unique. Why do we need result length and not result fact row?
Which line?
Line 20.
Line 20.
So ID is unique, and I thought we will use result affected row, no?
No, because if I log the result now, it will give me actually an array, and inside this array, because I'm trying to get one book. So if it has a book, it will give me an array. Inside this array, I have an object with the book I have. So it's not affected row.
Yeah, because
Okay.
before we add a user, and now we don't add the book, but we get the book. Yeah.
We're trying to get a book. Anyway, I can log it. And all the time, if you are in doubt of this one, you can log it and see the result. It's fine. We can log it and see. But let's complete create, update, and delete. And after that, we will check that, okay? Create a book. Of course, to create a book, I don't need ID or anything. All I need here to create a book, I can just say, actually, I will need some data. What was the book table has? What different properties the book table has? Where is it? Where is it? So I need title, author, price, and image. Title, author, price, image. Title, author, price, and image from request.body. And now here I can put some condition here. If all of them exist, so I can just say if title and author, if I have all of them,
First, we have to create it, and after that, if all of them exist.
yeah, price and image. So if I have all of them, then I can now create it. But if I don't have all of them, what should I do else? I can just send response status 400, which that means user error. And here I'm sending a JSON, but you can send whatever you want to. All fields are required. Now, if I have title, author, price, and image, now I will try to insert a new book inside my database. So
Sam,
I can, yes.
but before create book, we need to create book form.
Yeah, we need to create a form to add a book. True. we need to
Above the line 27.
yes, we need create book form.
Mhm.
We will create it, don't worry. It's fine, it's fine. We just need one form for to add the book. That's it. It's fine. Let me complete this one. After that, I will create a form. And now I can just say const result. It's equal to await. Yeah, but I did not write my stuff. Const SQL str is equal to insert into book title, author, price, image. And as you can see, all of them is placeholder. So now I have my params, which will be array of 4, as you can see. And now I can use const result. Result equal to await. So now the result is will come in to bring back here. It will be an object on one property of them. It will be the affected row. And of course, we can log it to see. So as you can see, if result.affected row is more than 0, that means a book being created. Else, that means it's not being created. Of course, we can log the result here to see what the result will be again. Log result. Okay, what else do we need? We need to be able to update the book and delete a book, and that's it. Update book, delete book, we cannot do it from our website.
No, Sam, sorry. So this create book on line 27, it's a method post, and we need first use method get to use this form.
I understand what you mean, Daria, but I don't want to create a form now. I can use Postman to test it. You get my point?
Not really.
Okay. Now, why do I need a form? I want the form because I want to show the user a form here so he can do it. But I can test my books without that. Okay, let me create a form. It's fine. That's create book, right? It is post. We need get router.get, and I don't need that. And here it will be slash books. No, slash. Let's name it add book. And here let's just name it get create book form. Get create book form. Are you happy now?
Yeah, because for me it's just seems more logical.
Yes. Okay. And now here I need request and response, a comma. And here I need to now to send this form, which will be add book. So let me go here and create this form, which is called add dash book .js.
Or EJS.
Yeah. Just a second. Let's name this one post. We are trying to post a book. Let's add a book like that. Here it should be EJS. Okay, what's the problem with you? Get create book. Yeah,
Also in routes book, you have to add.
I think I added.
Yeah, but
No.
line 8.
Yeah. You're right. Now I should be happy. Okay. Okay. That should be fine. That should be fine. Create book. We finished it. I now just need to create the form here. And then I need to do update book and delete book, and we should be done. Okay, where is my form here, which was add book? So add book, just name it add book. In add book, I will need a header. I need H1. I can name it add book. And now here I'll need a form. So what do I need? I need title. Yes. I need author. It's not page. I need something else.
Price and image.
Price. You are right. Price and price. Price. And here is not text. It should be number. And here the name is price. The ID is price. And the last one, it should be the image. Here, not author, here it would be price. And here, IMG, image, IMG, IMG. That should be good.
And input
that's-
type, it's not a number. 24 line.
Yeah, it's not number, it should be text. Now what I can do here, we'll redirect it to /API. It's the same route, method is post. So it should be /API. I think it should be /API/app, if I'm not mistaken. So it will be the same route, but the method, it will differ. It will be post. You can check it later if it did not work. We'll see. Okay. Now we need to update a book. How can we update a book? We need the ID first, right? Post ID. Also, we need title, author, price, image. That's a new one. And after that, what we can do, can just say post result. Yeah, update book, set title, author, price, image, where ID is this one. Now I'm adding my param. In my param, I have title, author, price, image, and I have ID, the last one. And here I can just say post result. It's equal to await query. I'm passing my string, SQL string query, and I'm passing my param. And I think if it's been updated, that I will have affected row. So the result, it will be what I will get. I think it will be an object. So if result.affected row is more than 0, that means it's been updated. Else, this means the book is not being updated. Say 404 failed to update the book. Voila. Is it okay?
And here
Yes.
we also need a form or not for update book?
No, we will not create a form for it. We can test that
In Postman. Okay.
in Postman. For deletes, it's easy. I will just need an ID. And now here I can write my SQL query delete from books where ID is equal to question mark. So I will need one param. And now here I can just do this one. Await queries, this one I can check if it will be an object as well. If result.affected row is more than 0, our book is deleted. Else, I can just say fail to delete book. And voila. And like that, we're able to update everything and everything should be working. Yes? No.
Yes, on the line 73, do we need to redirect it to the homepage?
Yes. Actually, it will be a good idea. S.status. What is redirection status?
200.
302.
302.
Ah,
302.
Mhm.
And we redirect it to API/books. Voila. Do you know now how to integrate SQL database into your project? Yes? No.
It's getting better,
Getting better.
but still a lot of questions.
But that's okay. I mean, now you can finish your project today, the project you are doing. Also try to finish the book. And if you are not done by Monday, it's fine. I can give you Monday as well. Hopefully Monday I will be much better. And like that, I will be able to help you more.
But on Monday we have an interview with Capgemini, half day. Monday,
we can-
Tuesday.
Tuesday. You have Monday and Tuesday with them, both of all the days?
Yes. No, just half day on Monday and half day on Tuesday.
Monday it will be on site.
We need to go there like Monday and Tuesday.
Monday it's interview, and Tuesday is this project sustainability.
Also, and do you guys already send the CV?
No, because I will not participate as an interviewer.
To listen and the others? Maybe let's stop recording.
Thank you.
Yeah.